Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Beastly Eel, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu. So this whole takes place right after the last season, which is where Mando has teamed up with the New Republic to try to take out Imperial, leaders that are left. So the idea is taking them out one by one. So the episode starts with him taking out one of them, um, quite literally taking them out by basically everything we saw in the trailer, him using the walker, well, like the walker, then taking out the AT-ATs, blowing them up, and then finally getting his mark, and then removing him from existence. Granted, on accident, but it was because it was supposedly a mess, and he had trouble capturing it. So when he comes back, and the boss, I'll say, of that area of the New Republic basically states that she had told him that he needs to actually take people in because if they don't, then they're not going to be able to get new information, which therefore means they will not be able to stop what's happening. And so the next goal was she decides to give him a new ship, which is basically the Razor Crest, but in a newer version. Um, Basically stating that he gets to keep this as a, how do I want to phrase this, a it's like a token of like the work he just did and then the work that he's gonna do. And that his next mission was to work with the twins, the Hutt twins, who want their nephew back. Because apparently when he was a kid, who happens to be Jabba the Hutt's son, was taken when he was an infant and brought to basically a prison where he's used as a gladiator. Things I would never think of a Hutt would be able to do. So Mando is not happy with the idea of having to work with the Hutts and really doesn't want to do so. So the idea is he teams. So he does it because the idea is they're going to get the information on a specific imperial officer that they do not have any information on, other than the fact that they're General or Admiral Star. So during the whole thing, they're trying to get. My apologies. They're trying to get the Hutt out of there. He refuses. States that he doesn't want to. That he's going to have one more fight and then he's free and he doesn't care. He then Mando tries to talk to the owner of him, and the guy was like, "Nah, don't worry about it." He goes, "He's going to be dead tomorrow anyway, because that final fight is going to be his final fight because we're just going to keep bringing fighter after fighter out to him until he dies." Um, and so Mando was like, "We're gonna have to figure this out." Turns into a big fight in there, gets him out, tries to get the Hut out of there. However, is captured, and then our little friend Grogu is captured as well, and they are all brought. So Grogu is in a cage, and Mando is now stuck in the gladiator pit to face against Mando. Mando is facing, I'm sorry, the Hut, and Mando wins and basically states he concedes and allows, um, and basically states that Rava the Hutt is the winner, so he gets freedom, and that's when the guy's like, no, he gets to battle until his death, and then all these massive creatures come in to fight the two of them. They do a pretty good job until one of this electrical ones gets thrown into like the safety measure on the stage, circuits it, and the creatures are allowed to escape and cause a lot of damage. So Mando tries to get the Hutt to join him to get out of there. The Hutt decides to leave on his own because he doesn't want to be taken to his aunt and uncle, who are going to kill him. Thanks to Zeb, Mando and Grogu are able to catch the Hutt, trank him basically, and put him into the ship. They're about to get ready to bring him to the place. However, the Hutt decides to basically state that he knows who the General Star is, and it happens to be the one who owns him, or owned him, and that he's the actual leader, and they're gonna have to take him out. So they then go scout the place out. They realize that he's not lying. They go in, take the guy down, bring him in, and allow the Hutt to be free. So he goes back to the place. Mando basically explains what's happening. She's like, well, where's the? She goes, that doesn't look like a hut, and he's like, no, it's not. Because this is the guy that we were looking for, and that apparently the huts were just going to double cross us. So she's like, we need to build these alliances with people. We can't be doing this kind of stuff. We have to follow the rules that we have set, and Mando was very much against it. So during all of this, he gets captured by the Hutts and is forced to fight in the pit, basically. So he gets taken out, brought down. He has to face these snake creatures that he takes out pretty easily, and then it's this other one with this massive like pale snake. He gets bit, but he's able to get away thanks to Grogu and the four engineer little guys. They get him out. They get him out of the planet or off there. Mando tries to get them to escape. Grogu doesn't leave with them and tries to help Mando out. Mando passes out. Grogu's on a mission to figure out how to help him. A local gives him like this cure for the poison, gives it to Mando, and Mando survives. Also, we see a little bit of force healing as well. Mando comes out and basically states that they're going to have to figure out a way to stop the Hutts, because if not, they're just going to keep coming back after him no matter what. So he decides that they're going to go in there. He goes in there to face the robots. They take them out. Grogu helps out as well with tearing out the robot from the inside, which I thought was kind of cool. And then they all go inside the arena where Mando has to face the assassin, and then Grogu goes to save the Hutt that's captured now. The nephew of them, and Jabba the Hutt's son is released. He then fights his aunt and uncle, who get slammed down into the pit. Mando takes out the assassin. They all fall down, except for Mando and Grogu. Grogu uses the Force to lift up the Hutt, Rava the Hutt, bring him up, and they escape together while the while the Hutts are eaten, and the assassin gets away. So they get back. Mando basically states that he's going to take a break, that he's earned it and wants to kind of just relax for a little bit. And they pretty much agree wholeheartedly for that moment. And it sounds like the Hutt is going to join the fight as well and wanting to be a part of the New Republic. So how it ends is basically the Mando and Grogu are a team, and that they're going to be working together to try to stop the Imperials from becoming the Empire again. And that's kind of their goal. The New Republic is trying to stop that as well, and now they have new how do I want to phrase this? New allies. So I don't know where this is going to lead in the Star Wars universe. At the very least, it's showing us more and more of what's kind of going on in the world, in the universe. Kind of building ourselves up to what will most likely be leading to how the next set of movies kind of came to be, the sequel movies. We'll have to wait and see on that one to know exactly for sure. But I'm very curious to see where this is going to lead to, because we have no confirmation that there's going to be another Mandalorian and Grogu movie. But I would assume that there might be. I know they're not doing the show anymore. They're going to stick to the movies only, at least for this. So we'll have to wait and see to know for sure. Overall, I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. I feel like it wasn't the greatest thing. Because I don't know where it's going, and I think that's part of the problem. But if it's more stories to be told, then I'll gladly wait and see what happens next. But it definitely wasn't horrible. It definitely told a story for just that piece. But for the characters of Mando and Grogu, I feel like there's more to be told. That we'll have to wait and see on that one. But let me know what you guys thought about this movie in the whether you liked it or not, in the comments down below, and why. And as always, if you like the content you see, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.